Back to the Common Knowledge Podcast. We got No ID, Ken the Analyst, and our returning guest, Kwame, rapper extraordinaire, rapper and musician and comedian.
Yeah.
But crazy times we in, dealing with the aftermath of the death of Charlie Kirk.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. He was unalive September 10th this year, 2025. He was 31. Actually, he was born in Chicago, up north suburbs. North suburbs around Arlington Heights and around Arlington Heights and everything. Did one semester at Harper College, and then he dropped out, or he decided to go a different path and start his own. He wrote a couple books and everything, and then he started debating, going to colleges and campuses. He was considered a right-wing activist and everything. Yeah.
So I had been seeing him a lot. You know, some of the rhetoric was a bit divisive, but you know, his death ended up really fracturing the country. I mean, we already dealing with a fractured nation, but they was instantly looking at who they can blame, and they was trying to put the murderer on the opposite side of the spectrum, but you can't really say that he was. So it's like him ended up dying with the rhetoric he had. Do y'all feel like he deserved that amount of empathy and sympathy for him dying to gun violence, even though that's what he was advocating for?
Yeah. Nobody deserved to die in front of their kids and their wife. I don't care what you believe in front of the world. So you telling me your kids could grow up and they could see your assassination all over the internet? Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. And your wife, everybody got to relive that, and you got to think about the spectators who had to see that too. Yeah. They had to see this man get shot in his, like that. So, I think he deserved every piece of sympathy that he could get.
Yeah, especially from the human side, the human component. How you feel about it?
I think a lot of people, when I, see, I didn't know much about this kid, to be honest with you. I didn't know anything about him.
I didn't either until he passed.
And then I did a little research, and the response of other people that's so-called keeping the same energy, I think there's no time for that. So that whole, we should keep the whole energy thing, that should change completely and everything.
I mean, it depends, because like I was following him, and I didn't agree with anything he was saying. I was anybody that perpetrates the 13% agenda, which for people that don't know, that they try to perpetuate that 13%. With Black Americans being 13% of the population, we could commit 50% of the crime, which that is just not true. That's cherry picked statistics.
Yeah.
And he really pushed that, trying to denigrate certain groups. So it's like I was on the opposite side of him. So like my whole I'm just dealing with like, how do like you feel when somebody that you disagree with, something ends up happening to them? Of course, like I feel for him on the human side of things, but like him being him, he literally was saying a few gun deaths a year is worth it to preserve our right to have guns. Then he ends up getting shot. So it's like,
but do you give a person room to grow? Like he
could have grown.
Yeah, he was only 31 years old, right? So yes, he said some wild stuff now, but give him another 5, give him another 10. He might have took that back. He might have walked that back and like, okay, I was wilding there.
He could have got better, or he could have got worse. But we didn't give him that man that took him out didn't give him the opportunity.
Yeah.
But it's also it's the grifting side of it, because like everybody that believes what they believe is not a grifter, but some people are, and it's like how harshly he would talk about different racial groups while one of his best friends was Candace Owens, which was a Black person. Yeah. It's like, is he really just saying this wild stuff because it's gaining him fame and attention and money?
When not the things I see.
Clout chase, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
because him, Candace Owens, they say stuff that I really don't believe that they believe,
Yeah.
but it's bringing them wealth and it's bringing them attention and fame, so they're going to push these agendas and narratives.
Shout out to Charleston White, you know?
Oh,
He
yeah.
is the master of that.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
he
what
said
I'm
that,
saying?
yeah.
But
Like a shock jock like Tom
Yeah,
Likas.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
if you know who Tom Likas is, you know. A shock jock shock you up. You so angry. Like, what? I can't believe he said that. And he got you.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to keep tuning in.
Yeah, the rope of dope.
Yeah.
With that, in Charleston White, he's a good example. He was a person that debated theory, and he played chess with words and everything. So some of Candace, these are people that do a lot of research. So we can't really say that what they're saying is wrong. Maybe the way they're using it could be wrong, or maybe there's times that there should be empathy, or there are times where they may be zooming in on one thing and then broadening it for everybody, putting everybody under an umbrella, which is wrong in some cases. But for the most part, some of his theories, I don't think he was completely 100% wrong. I think the way he used them could have been a little bit better in certain times. But he was a person that had healthy conversations with people.
I mean, he had some sugar on the BS sandwich. I mean, because it's like, you can't give a complete false reality, but it's just like the agenda that's at the end of it. To say that, to bring up the 13% rule and agenda, like why keep bringing that up, pushing that negative stereotype about a whole group of people? Why do that?
Right now, he's going off what he see. Right now, he's going off the news. Right now, he's going off our music. Right now, he's taking the statistics, or he's taking the analytics of the current information, and he's just running with it. Like I said, the problem with that situation is two things can be true. The problem with that situation is all black people like that? No. Is we the ones that do the most crime and everything? No, that's not true. But we are doing a lot of shooting of one another. So that's what I said. That's why I say he was a chess player with words. So when you debate him, now you have to work around what he's saying, because some of the things he's saying may have some validity to it.
But like, what do you think that he was bringing up the 13% rule because like in a positive way, or was he just bringing that up to like cause outrage and garner attention?
I think he was looking for somebody to prove him wrong, and just so happened a lot of people wasn't able to really combat with him.
Yeah, we didn't have great debaters up in there. You got a lot of people coming to him with emotion and not logic.
Campuses,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you got an emotional creature just yelling at you with nothing to back it, you're going to easily win that debate.
Yeah.
So they didn't have the right people coming at him to debate him. And,
Because one more thing, I don't think, like you said, like Candace Owens saw him as a friend. I don't think Candace Owens is standing by him or calling him a friend if she knew that he really had a disdain for black women and black people and everything.
That's why I call them grifters, because it's not like like you get like a real white racist and white supremacists.
Mm-hmm.
They're not grifting that because they believe what they believe, and what they believe is hateful. But it's like, I feel like they really didn't believe what they believe, but I'm gonna say this and sell my soul for the dollars.
It all depends, too, on which black person they choose to befriend. Because if you are a tap dancing Negro, it's a whole different scenario. If you are a tap dancer who want to be them, they could get away with a lot of things and say a lot of things to that black person. But if you got a proud black man like myself, I'm not going to take that disrespect from anybody.
Yeah, that's really what it is, because they prop Candace Owens up as a token.
Right, exactly.
Of course, black people are less than worthy. She said it, and she's black. I'm not going with that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm never going with that.
I stand with the people. So
You want to know the thing is, Candace Owens, it's almost like that whole thing, the rich and the poor would never get along, right? The rich would never understand what it's like to be poor. The poor would never understand what it's like to work hard and be rich. So it's one accent for one, and the other one is like, well, you need to get it. The other one is like, well, why won't you share and everything? I think with Candace Owens, the issue with Candace Owens, ladies like her, and that they're educated. That's something you can't take away from them. So now you have to match that level of education, and you got to come correct, and you got to be able to see where she coming from and dismantle that. And if you can't do that and everything, now you're mad and everything, and that's a slippery slope. That could be a real slippery slope.
I ended up watching a debate between her because, of course, she pushes a lot of terrible rhetoric, like she was saying, like George Floyd died from an overdose of drugs and not a knee on his neck that we actually watched. So Killer Mike and T.I. ends up bringing her, I can combat these ideas with words and knowledge, and Killer Mike, he can hold it down. But as they come into her, and they are in attack mode, trying to disprove what she's trying to do, and she just ends up trying to not stand on anything that she said, almost to the point of crying in that debate.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, okay, she's manipulating. Like, if you don't know anything, she gonna spin you around. But like the fact that how T.I. was on her, he was locked in, and then she got I don't know why you're approaching me like that. I'm like, hey, I see what's happening.
And that's how you make a person walk back. Because I'm pretty sure, I didn't see that debate, but that's how you get your point across. Like, and that's the thing with Charlie Kirk. Excuse me if I said his name and everything.
Charlie Kirk, yeah.
Charlie Kirk. Like, somebody, when I watched some of his debates, he would give people credit when they was right. And everything. He'll be like, you know what, I got you. Okay, you got that, but what do you say about this? And everything.
One thing I liked about him is he stood for families. Families stand together. And not all this stuff we got going on now with divorce and stuff like this. Yeah. And he said something about segregation. When we were segregated, black people were better off. And I agree to a certain extent because we had more.
That's when you get chessy.
We had more influential men in our communities, and the families was sticking together, not like how it is now where we all separated. Because right now we in a bad position where most homes are ran by a woman, single parent households. So it kind of, he has some good points.
Yeah, so Killer Mike was saying that we was better off doing segregation because like the money stayed
in the community instead of us giving it to everybody and nobody want to give it back to us, including us.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? It's a bad position that we in right now.
Yeah.
So like with the his assassination and Trump getting shot at and these things going on, it made me ask the question, is free speech really free?
It come with consequence. It's free, but it come with consequence.
I think speech is free. I think the thing is now the problem is there's a group of people in inspiring or telling other people that it's okay to use violence on people's opinions now, and that's where that's the problem and everything. So it's like, do you think that it's right for someone to slap you upside the head if someone said that Kwame is better than Nas and everything? Like, if I came in here and I just argue like, yo, I think Kwame got way more hits than Nas. Do that give you?
We got to move some furniture.
And then I start bringing up hits like eyes closed, sleeping with your woman with your eyes closed. Nas don't got nothing messing with that record. Now we debate? Do you, and since you have a love for Nas and you feel like, well, no, that's crazy. When is it ever okay for you to put hands on me, or is it ever okay for me to put hands on you?
It's never okay to put hands on somebody over words.
Yeah, but that's the problem. People now starting to think that it's okay. Yeah.
But like, words are not always just words. And I'll try to give you this example. You ever heard of Charles Manson?
Yes.
So he was a cult leader
Right.
that organized these murders in the late 1960s into the 1970s, from 68 to 71. And he organized the cult leaders. I mean, he was a cult leader, organized the cult, and had members go kill people. I think they killed 9 people. One of them was a celebrity. I forget her name. They sentenced him to the death penalty, even though he killed no one. Do you think he deserved the death penalty?
Yes, because he's the mastermind behind it.
But
That's
it's
like
just his words, though.
But you gotta think about it. But you gotta think about it with the situation with Dirk. You know what I'm saying? They saying that Dirk, he paid these guys to do this hit. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna suffer the biggest penalty, because without his money behind it, this would have never happened.
So now I spin that back around. If Charlie Kirk is pushing this rhetoric that could make a person be violent to another group, is his words just words?
No, because he's not saying anything. Well, I
didn't hear him say
anything.
I didn't hear him say to go out there and do something dirty to a black person because of the 13% thing.
I mean, like that pushing that, because I want to go off of violence.
Yeah,
but he's pushing a negativity and making people that would be violent be justified in their actions.
I can't even agree to that, right? So it's like he's trying to fix things. So he's more like, yo, we need guns so we can protect ourselves, right? He's not saying like, yo, we need guns to kill this group of race because they're taking all our jobs, right? He's trying to come up with solutions, and some of his solutions may seem harsh to others and everything. Compared to your theory, when you got one individual saying, yo, these group of people need to die directly.
I mean, yeah. Like,
however you get the job done, get it done.
I did not hear him say that. So,
You know?
Okay, so let's say Charles Manson. Like, Charles Manson did say these people need to die. So, like, he did say that actually.
Yeah.
But all cult leaders are not super direct. Like, Jim Jones was not. Not the rapper.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
When I first learned about it. But like, he came and then he manipulated everybody, but he wasn't like, let's get the killing. But like he used his words in a way that really,
it's about finesse.
Yeah, so it's
he's
like
able to finesse.
So it's definitely like, even though it may not be direct, if you speaking to something like let's say I end up becoming a thought leader, and I'm speaking, and I'm like, women be out of control nowadays, and they be kind of overstepping some boundaries, and then there's somebody be like, oh yeah, we're gonna start beating our wives because Isaiah said this, and I'm be like, well, I didn't actually say that, but like, even if they are using my words to push anything, I have to disavow what I said.
Yeah.
With that, what they say with power come responsibility and everything, right? Even when you say that, right, it's in a leader should tell that person. If you in the crowd, you say, yo, women be getting out of whack, and and you just speaking plain like that, and then somebody take that word and be like, yo, so what, you think we should just go out and stop beating out women? That's when you what you say, you think to control, you think I should slap a woman? That's when you, as a leader, be like, no, that's not the answer, and everything.
Yeah, you got to be able to disavow.
Yeah, you got to disavow that. So I think in his situation, that person acted 100% on his own gender, on his own accord. Like, I think the people, whoever gassed him up to do that, or whoever gave him the idea to follow through, he's following a different leader and everything. He's following like the guy that you spoke about earlier, kind of, sort of, and everything. So he's going off a completely different premise and everything.
Moving from the First Amendment, just about speech, but into the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Like, Charlie Kirk was like, I feel like a few gun deaths a year is worth it to preserve our Second Amendment right. And then he ends up dying to gun violence. So it's like, how do you feel about gun control in the country? And would you rather we didn't have guns at all?
I will go with and if you can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm guessing right now, and this is a freestyle, so correct me if I'm wrong. I'm assuming that when they came up with the rights to bear arms and everything, it was more for protections from other countries invading and everything. So they wouldn't be able to hold, it would be harder for other countries to come in and take control of certain areas. Because now everybody's armed. So not only you got the military, but now you got to take over control of the town, and that will be even harder. So that would keep people from wanting to come and invade, because it'd be a more difficult country to invade.
And basically, it's for a tyrant government. So if our government went rogue, the citizens have a chance to fight back.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
So,
that and protecting your home and your family.
Yeah.
And of course, that idea too with protecting us against invaders as well.
Yeah. So the problem is it got out of whack, right? So now we have an issue. Like I saw something with the Amish community, and they say that there's no Amish don't kill each other at all and everything. They deaths come from drunk driving and domestic. They don't shoot. They have no gun violence
in the community.
Yeah, no gun violence.
I would have to look into that. I mean, that would be very rare because like every group has in-group violence.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If they never ever attacked each other.
No, the men don't shoot each other. They
probably with the hands.
Yeah.
Just fight it out.
Yeah, just fight out. And they most common crime are domestic. So it's like, wife stuff and everything. The issue is, the problem is a bunch of people have weapons, and instead of understanding the true purpose of it, just you get this to protect you. That's it. That's all. It's not for to shoot somebody because of how you feel. It's not because to shoot somebody because I don't know. A lot of these deaths that's happening because of the gun is with kids who are not legally even they can't legally have a gun. Yeah,
you can't have a pistol till you're 21.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of these people under 21 dying by the hand of a pistol. It's illegal for them to have it. So
a lot of untrained people with a weapon.
There's a lot of this stuff happening by people who are not legally able to carry. So you can't jeopardize my right as a citizen to carry a gun over somebody that's illegally making problems.
Yeah.
What do you think about a gunless country?
I think it'd be a foolish thing to have. It'd be very foolish.
But it's like, if nobody got it, then like, what would you need?
Somebody gonna find it. The illegal people are gonna find it. The people who's gonna illegally have that, because if you're in a gunless society and they know it, and all they need to do is get a gun or something. And they got the upper hand against everybody. So.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I will say this. I will say, to take the gun from the public would help with a lot of senseless killing, a lot of accident killing. Because another thing is, a lot of people are shooting guns and really can't control the gun. And that's how so many innocent bystanders get hit. And not even the person that they was.
Because we talking about crime.
Yeah.
Crime with guns is like criminals are making this happen. If you're not a criminal and you're a law-abiding citizen like me that know how to care for your gun, clean your gun, everything, you're not finna just be taking your gun out the house like, oh, I'm finna leave the crib. Let me tuck this in and get out. It's like, you gotta have responsibility.
Yeah.
To have a gun, with having a gun comes responsibility and knowing how to handle this and take care of this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I know that like the UK is a gunless society. gunless country, and Australia as well. But how Australia did it, they did a thing called a gun buyback program.
That's what Chicago was doing
Yes.
at one time.
And so like they didn't just take the guns from everybody, but they wouldn't sell nobody else guns, and then they kept buying them until eventually they didn't have them. But then they saw like senseless murders go down.
Yeah.
But it's like me living in America like my whole life, I really can't see anything except having a gun, because it's like let's say you were in the UK and somebody's breaking in the crib, and you like, I mean, of course they ain't got a gun either, but it's like you about to really be brawling with this nigga.
Now you have to find out if
You
you
need a shotgun. They break in your house. You need a shotgun.
Now you about to
A
find
nice 12-gauge shotgun. You break in my house.
Yeah, but it's like we thinking like that because we just American centric. Because
guess what?
I got the closet loaded.
You take away that gun, there's gonna be some knives and swords around here. Something is gonna come and replace that.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't get away from the violence that lives in man. It's just in us. So
That's true.
if you take away one thing, we're going to find something else to replace that. So we're going to bring back out the swords. We're going to get the katanas from Japan. We're going to get whatever we need. Whatever we need, we're going to get it.
That's
the way it
correct.
is.
You're right about
Because
that.
violence lives in man. You can look all throughout history. Violence lives in us, and it's going to come out whether you have a gun, a knife, a sword, whatever. What you think they doing in prison? It ain't no guns in there.
They got the shank.
They got ice picks.
Yeah.
They filed down their toothbrush to a point on the
They
end.
find them rusted blades and turn it into something crazy. Get your face off. So it just lives in us.
So at the end of the day, it don't matter if we got it or not.
It don't matter because it's
crime
gonna
is the crime.
still come out.
So would y'all add any change to the gun control?
Yeah, Illinois, bag off, man. Bag off of these gun laws, man. Y'all making it too difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they trying their best, but the main issue with how they doing is that like we are right next to a gun state, which is Indiana. So it's like we have all of these gun laws and strictness of Illinois. They drive 30 minutes across the border, get a gun, bring it back.
Man, they ain't getting them because there's laws in place for that.
I mean,
if more people had legal guns, and everybody knew that, even the criminals, they knew that more people had guns legally, they tread a little bit more lightly because they know it's going to be a repercussion that comes from that person who's legally carrying, and they have the right to protect themselves and others around.
That's one of the things they say about Texas and everything, about Houston and Dallas. They say one of the theories is Chicago is a strict gun state and have more gun violence than a state that has less rules, and everybody's
Like Indiana too.
Yeah, like Indiana and everything. Even though Indiana, Gary used to be the murder capital at one point.
Gary was out of control.
Yeah, but that might have something to do with a little bit of race too. But yeah, that's what they said.
Have
about
you been to
Texas.
Gary lately?
I used to stay in Gary
Terrible.
and everything.
There's abandoned houses everywhere.
Yeah, but they say that's because the soil is the ground is bad.
What they got to do with the house, man?
No, because the house. No, because the houses are. People won't rebuild because the houses are sinking. So the format, the structure is hard to
Could at
build
least
over
put
there.
some windows in there.
Gary, it's crazy what ended up happening to it. Had it downtown and everything.
Man, Gary is a beautiful city. You put some money into that city, man.
Trying to work.
It's
it could
just
be a goal,
close
man.
enough to Chicago. It's like it got so much potential. I could look at things and I could see the potential in things.
Yeah.
It could be a really great city to live in. It once was. Had all the steel mills and everything out there. It was beautiful out there.
It's the same thing about Harvey and everything. They said Harvey. They said Thornton was like the best. Had the best theater school and everything. It was one of the best and everything. And then all the white people left, and then they took all their resources with
It
them.
happened in Cal City, man. I'm from Cal City. It happened with us. It's like as soon as they shut down them projects and started handing out Section 8, we
Yeah.
was cooked
Yeah.
quickly. Deep fried.
Yeah. But to go back to the whole Texas thing, I lived in Texas for about a year, and it was more of a respect thing because everybody
Everybody had a gun.
Everybody had a gun, so only you had if you was gonna do something, you either was crazy or it was really personal, and so you was gonna be direct. It's not gonna be a lot of random. Okay, let me figure out who I'm gonna rob because because here in Chicago it's a hit and miss. So you could just look at somebody and be like, yeah, they ain't scraps. So I can run.
That's a victim right there.
Yeah, that's a victim right there compared to Texas when you just don't know. So now it's your chances, the repercussion chances are higher out there than here.
I'm pro gun, man. I'm pro gun.
I mean, I've been in this, so like I'm pro gun, but I do like me visiting to the UK and walking through London, and there was like people out there, and they had on like these stop stabbing shirts. And I'm like, this is what y'all worried about? Y'all come my side.
It goes back. I said, like, if you take away the gun, they gonna replace it with something else.
Yeah, I'm more neutral and everything. I understand living where we live and being in the world that we in. That the importance of having it to protect your family. You don't want to get caught. You don't want to be at the mercy of somebody else. But if there's a way, if there was a real strict way to get rid of it, I would probably go with the strict way to get rid of as many guns as humanly possible and everything. Just so you can go and do a speech in front of 1,000 people and don't have to worry about getting clipped.
Well, the Nav's into the chat now.
but you can see that person come. But if it's a knife, then I'm like, oh well, I can see him coming. So I can move, I can jump in. But the way you get, you in the crowd and you can't even see where the shot coming from.
Charlie Kirk.
So you don't even
200 yards.
Yeah, you don't get a fighting chance. You ain't have a chance and everything.
And then he had a BS rifle because everybody was like speculating. It was like, was that military grade? Was he, trained or anything? That he had like something from Dick's Sporting Goods. He had like a regular rifle. I'm like, damn.
And then and in real time, like from the footage, and again, rest in peace and sorry about the death the unaliveness to the family, wife and kids, but one of the things they say, like really he didn't, on the camera, it looked like he got hit in the neck. Like it was like a one shot, but really the bullet ricocheted.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
hit the...
So he shot him square in the chest and it bounced up to the neck.
It ricocheted. So really he wasn't, we was giving him a little too much credit. He wasn't that good.
And then, but he hit him right in the chest.
Yeah.
But it also goes to, I didn't know Charlie Kirk was wearing a vest.
Which was smart.
But it was smart, but it's also that he had the premonition that he needed to wear a vest, so he also kind of felt like, I'm about to get shot. I might be getting shot.
Most of these entertainers and stuff wearing vests because they just don't know.
Yeah.
50 Cent?
I mean, that was a fashion statement, though. He was thugging.
Yeah.
No, it was some of both. It was between
you gotta be ready.
But I remember my father once told me, when you join the gang, you'll gang 100 friends, but then you'll have 100 enemies.
Yeah.
So in his situation, being in politics, once he picked the side that he was on,
millions of enemies.
Now he got a million friends, and now you got a million enemies and everything. So what him wearing the vest was he had to. That comes with the territory of picking a side and everything.
I'm out here speaking my mind freely. Let me strap up. Because the dude hit him dead in the chest. Like, that would have been a fatal wound. But then to the neck, it's crazy how it ricocheted. It could have not hit the neck, but that's crazy how that worked.
Speaking to, once again, rest in peace. Sorry to the family, sorry to the wife, and sorry to all his friends and family.
Peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. But speaking to being unalive, what do you think about a 13-year-old girl being found in the trunk of Dave's vehicle?
Yeah, so Dave is...
I think she was like 15.
No, she was. Yeah, she was. When they found her, she was 15.
But they had been talking since she was 13.
13. Yeah.
But Dave is a musical artist that we're not really familiar with, but the story has impacted everybody because it's a lot of grooming going on.
Yeah,
and
especially in the music industry. Yeah,
coming up in the internet age and me raising kids and in the internet age, trying to keep track of all the communications can get difficult over time. So you really got to lock in as parents. But it's like she left the house, left the family when she was 13.
Yeah.
And they wasn't causing a ruckus like that. Like, I don't understand the psychology of the parents and how was that able to happen?
You know, and you know what I think it is? And I think people are getting too lax and getting too comfortable with the whole let your child live, or getting to a point when they are like the whole like, well, she's 13, she could do whatever she wants type of mentality and everything. I'm not gonna stop you and all that stuff.
From what I've seen, they reported her. They reported her missing.
Yeah.
And they reported that she was talking to an older guy, and the police didn't do anything.
But
That's what I read up on.
But even with that though,
so they was trying to get under control, but you can't control. You like, she ran away. She's a runaway. So it's like, it's only so much you could do when your child is running away, and the police is only so much they gonna do. Because I was in a car accident, and I had to do the detective work. The police didn't do it. I had to go get camera footage and everything. The police ain't really trying to do too much of nothing.
Yeah, because like they said, they had a relationship from 13 to 15, and they got matching tattoos, and they got all of this.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I heard they met it when she was like 11. So if it's 13, I don't know.
yeah, but like
That's crazy.
She could have started talking since then, but like he had been grooming her sent from the Discord.
Yeah.
From those messages. And so like, they get in those little chats and then they manipulate and prey on the young. And
I don't think that gets tricky, right? And I'm not on the side of Dave. I'm not on the side of any older man that speaks to a younger girl. I don't agree with any of it. The problem, but it do get tricky where you have a young girl possibly lying about her age or going out of her way to pursue this individual. Now, granted, that older individual is supposed to be smart enough and mature enough to turn her away and be like, no, and everything. He does take a chunk of the blame by not being mature enough to be like, hey, no, we shouldn't be going this way. It's just that when people use the whole grooming thing, to me personally, I look at it on both sides, right?
If she was older, like, I mean, I understand that point of view because, like, especially like older people in professional scenarios, they can say that they was groomed. Like if you have a woman and she has a boss and she feel like her job is dependent on it, so like you don't know which way he was really coming from. Yeah. But like with how young she was, it's hard for me to look at it being from her in any type of way. Because like when you start getting involved with somebody 11 to 13, and then the amount of influence that you have on this young person as an older person is insane.
It is.
So it's like, man,
I think so I'm hearing two different stories, right? So there's a part of the story when you say, like, how you said that she ran away.
Right.
But then I'm also hearing that she wasn't like a runaway child. She was actually a really good child, and she had a good rapport with her family and friends, and they all knew of her, right?
I mean, they knew, but like, I mean, because like we definitely got to do.
So now, if the parents is fully aware of her having a boyfriend that's older,
yeah, they knew about her boyfriend.
Now this is where it's getting tricky. Now. So now it's like, okay, everybody's aware that she's dating an older guy. So we're giving her the ability and free range to make this choice. So now we're putting belief in her decisions. So is it now? It's no longer him. What's the term he was using?
Grooming.
Grooming her anymore. Now we got to take that completely.
He's still grooming. He's still definitely. He got them clippers out. He going crazy.
So now the grooming thing is not as powerful anymore, because now we got to look at the parent for allowing this, for even, because now she's getting advice from the parents, or the parents like, oh, how's your boyfriend? And everything. So now is it him that we put blame on, or now are we looking at the parents?
Both parties, like Robert Kelly.
Yeah.
Just like Robert Kelly. It's both parties. Whoever is an adult in this situation letting this happen is at fault.
Yeah.
So I believe even with R. Kelly, those parents should have been prosecuted as well
And
with
definitely
Robert
had
Kelly.
the interviews out because it's like they let their daughters go and live with him.
Yeah.
Like, and so it's like, you selling your kids out for fame and fortune, and it's like.
Well, they did it under the premise that David was going to be recording and making music, like he was going to make them
They
star.
knew. They
to
knew what was
live?
going on.
Yeah, like, they were singing. She was singing on the mic.
I believe I could fly, man.
Now, a lot of people was thinking that he was going. A lot of people was thinking that he was going to make another Aaliyah.
And she was extorted.
Yeah,
Super
Aaliyah
young.
was underage too.
Yeah,
that was
Wasn't dealing with
crazy.
him, so, yeah,
But it's like
unfortunate.
on a hypothetical or somebody without kids, if you had a daughter, when would you let her start dating? Because if I shoot the parents the most bill, is that they knew she had a boyfriend but they didn't know their ages. So it's like, but I don't think that she should have been dating at 13
Period.
anyway.
Period. Yeah.
So like, what age do you think she should have been?
18. When you get out my house, boy or girl, you gonna start dating then. Once you an adult, 18.
piece? That's
18.
Even for a son.
18.
Damn.
Ain't nobody doing nothing in this house but me. 18. Because what they gonna do with it? Nah,
Yeah,
18.
yeah. You ain't gonna have that older in my room.
Nah.
Older? Oh, that's wild.
I don't know who you messing with.
You ain't have that on those summer days.
So what would you think? You say 18. What you think?
I would say it's 16.
Yeah, realistically, prime
16.
age, because they got to date in order to get a prime
I would
date.
say 16.
So probably 17 and a half. Dang, that 18.
And they got to be a mature 16 if they even trying to.
They got to be mature enough to handle a relationship. If you can't feel that your child is mature enough to handle a relationship responsibly, they shouldn't be dating.
Here's another good question. With today's technology, do you feel like it's necessary, or will you put a tracking device on your daughter?
You definitely put a tracking device on them.
You got it. Because like, man,
Daughter and son.
Son, yeah.
You can't leave the son out of this.
Yeah,
man.
you're right.
of 'em.
You're right.
Because
You're right.
Because we focus too much on the daughters, and there's young men out here getting done dirty too.
The reason why, if I'm just being honest, there's a double standards
Yeah,
with sons and daughters, right?
we gotta protect them both though.
you
Them
gotta
boys,
protect
Yeah.
boys need more guidance, man, because these young boys are making single mothers.
That's true.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
And this is messing us up as a culture still.
But
So we need to be better with both of them.
in the mature world, you're absolutely positively right. For us growing up and just being honest and being real in a lot of cases, when it comes to sons, we're more lenient than daughters.
And that's a
everything.
problem.
And that is a problem. So when you say 18 for a son, to be honest, most people will be proud to see their son have a girlfriend at 14.
But guess what?
And everything.
If we being strict on our daughters to 18, these boys won't have any options anyways if it's ran properly. Because the only way we have access to a woman is if a woman opens up to us.
That is true.
Yeah, so yeah,
That's
trying
true.
to
You're cooking
enforce
right
it.
now, man. I'm gonna have to put some smoke over your head over there.
Yeah, you can
Cooking.
keep the women under control, but it's like, man, that influence and that calling of the male presence, it'd be tough to go against. That's why I'm thinking about like how he was able to lure Dave, the dude. He was able to lure her away from the family, make her trust him, and then, he's already off. He making songs called "Romantic Homicide."
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like he also was like.
And he might not have to
Premeditated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he might not have to. He might not have to do. It might not have been that hard because he might have met the parents. The parents might be like, oh, because in most cases, parents want to meet the boyfriend. I don't know if the parents met him, But
I don't know if it
he
was
have to
the-
lure
They
her
knew
out.
of him. They knew his name. They knew she was dating somebody named David. I don't know if they met him though.
Okay.
But I have to do more research in this after
Yeah.
talking to y'all about this.
But one thing, I don't know if that's exactly these parents' circumstance, but a lot of parents be trying to get rid of their kids. Like, they don't look at them like they deserve love, and all they look at them like burdens or whatever. So it's like, oh yeah, she out.
A child
some random
support
dude.
payment.
Yeah, she out with some dude. She'll be back, I guess. And it's like, then when something happened, then you want to be like, oh, she's been gone for that. You knew she was gone, but you didn't care because, like, you didn't look at her
Well,
like she
Right.
was in danger or something like that.
because there's still laws and rules about that, right? So a parent can still go to jail if their kids don't go to school. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything. So
Yeah, DCFS will be knocking at your door.
be knocking at your door. Or let's just say your child is being abused and you are aware of it. The parents still get penalized for that.
Yeah.
So they still got to play the role even if they don't want to be a parent, which is so messed up. It's like in real time you'll just think like, yo, if you never want to be a parent, and why didn't you just
This
adopt
goes
me?
back to men. We
Yeah.
got to make better decisions on who we impregnate because it could become a lifelong problem for me and that child.
And
Did y'all have grandparents that was married at young ages?
No.
yes.
Mine was too. And it's like my grandma was married and pregnant and married at 17, and it was a lot of forcing your daughters into the hands of a nigga, like somebody that's gonna take care of her early
Right.
back then.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is kind of what's happening. Like, okay, he'll take care of her. Let's throw her out into the hands of some random dude that we don't know. Hopefully
in-
he's not murderous.
Yeah.
But he ends up being murderous, and it's like, what the hell?
But
Back
they was
in
under
his-
different rules though. They
Wasn't it
had
like
to
a
move it
dowry
away.
though? Back in the day,
I mean,
dowry,
in
where
other-
you would
in other
have to
countries.
pay to
Yeah.
get rid of your daughter. You would pay that man to take your daughter's hand in marriage. So
Yeah, they do it the other way, and today the man has to pay to get the wife, like in India. But
Crazy.
Yeah. How you ain't paying for?
no sir, you take your daughter back. I don't know.
But that's a different tradition, and the reason why it's like that because that they have that's a tradition, right? So like it's more of okay, I'm marrying, well it is a wealth thing too. So and once upon a time they used to do that to marry my daughter so our families combine wealth and everything. Yeah. So that is a thing and everything. I think when you bring up those times or when you think about like back then, the reason why they was like that, because you got to think once upon a time, women didn't work. It didn't work. So they had to be with a man to take care of them. It was no other choice.
He's not trying to work now.
They still trying to get somebody to.
No,
we need 2 people with jobs, and it's just you want me to do everything working at Domino's for $30,000. How am I supposed to be able to take care of me and you? Help!
I think it's the complete opposite.
Need some
now.
help.
I think it's the complete opposite now and
Yeah.
everything. I think now more women is getting to a point where women are taking care of more men.
Man, they complain about it
And
too.
they ain't happy about
it
it.
ain't.
Yeah,
The
you
men
gonna
I
get
know they work. I can't fall for this false narrative. There's a bunch of dudes just sitting at home playing 2K. Most
You'll be
men I
surprised.
know are working, and they go home and they play 2K after working a 12-hour shift.
It's dudes that is living off women, but like.
It's a very small percentage.
Yeah, but, and they get treated like shit.
Yeah.
They don't get no respect. You either
no.
gonna get supported and take this abuse, or you gonna really get it on your
They
own.
some women. I seen a post about this. Some women they is all saying, "Yeah, I love having me a broke man, so I could abuse him, basically, because financially." She knows that he's dependent upon her, and she could get away with doing anything. She could come in the house at any time she want to. She ain't got to answer to him. He got to answer to her. It's basically a grown child.
It's crippling. Yeah, the crippling.
Yeah.
So you don't have
I don't believe in that. When I'm dating, I want my chick to be able to be good if something happened to me. So you're going to have to work.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. Like if I die or something, I want to be sure that she's able to keep on going and I'm not a crutch for her to survive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In real true story, I knew a person that finessed. When I say finessed his way to with a person, he finessed. I remember this person. He came in. He met this person. He met this lady off the theory, like, I'm gonna be a doctor, right? And she believed him and everything. And for about 4 years and everything, with no working or nothing like that, he didn't even, I don't know if he was going to school or he was in school, but he was going off this theory. Now, once they found out that he wasn't going to be a doctor, now the new theory is, yo, when I get the school check, I'm going to pay you. It's going to be this big school check. And she stayed with him longer, thinking that this big check was going to come. And the check never came.
Sound like mental retardation on her end. For real. Like, who's saying
How long did this get dragged out?
like she a little slow.
I don't think the check ever came.
Yeah,
and
I think
everything.
she a little slow.
But the thing is, I sat and I watched the person not work, live off of a certain individual for X amount of time.
That's a waste of your life.
And everything.
That's a big waste of your life.
And there's a lot of dudes out here. Maybe they don't move the way he moved, but there's a lot of dudes out here that really go off that comes with this thing. Like what they call it, when they say they don't date for potential, girls will see potential in the person that don't have nothing and everything, but that person really not gonna become anything, and they'll just keep feeding the person the dream.
Guess what? I could potentially be the store manager at Domino's, but I'm delivering pizzas, bruh. I'm gonna keep on delivering these pizzas. They ain't finna upgrade me. I could potentially be anything.
But a woman would look at you like, so say you like right now you're delivering pizzas and everything. You're like, no, I want to be a store manager. She'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna help you be a store manager, but in real time, you really never had the real drive and motive or the ability to become the finesse. So a lot of people. So a lot of dudes survive off of that finesse. Like they know that they with a woman that sees something in them, and they just keep feeding them false dreams.
That woman in turn becomes a crutch to this guy because if he didn't have that, he would actually unlock that potential of as a man to be great. So,
but it's like
it's two things.
It's an unsettling part for the man because let's say you got this woman and you finessing, and you think you got her, but then one day she snap out of it, and now you on your ass because you like, damn, I didn't think that she was going.
And that's what happened. At the end of the story, that's what really happened. Damn. That really happened in real time. Like,
and he wasted his youth.
She ended up snapping out of it, and it just went downhill from there, and everything like bad, and everything. So it does have a bad ending and everything. If you don't utilize that time wisely, then yes, it will end bad and everything. But for a lot of people, some women don't snap out of it.
Every second of every day matters, man. Every second of every day matters.
That's real.
That's the way it is. Gotta make the most of your day, man.
Well, we're gonna get ready and close off that last topic before this one. It's like with the Dave dude, what percent of blame do you put on the parents?
I put a good with today's technology and everything. I put a good 70% on the parents because I think the parents should have been more involved. I think they should have had their hand in with that girl's life a little bit more and everything. I don't think that happens if the parents is really involved. If the parents and friends are what they say they are and she is what she say she is, that don't really happen in that way unless you get kidnapped. Unless you get kidnapped against her will.
You put your daughter out there before she was even 16.
Yeah.
And now
what do you expect? Yeah. And everything.
She dead. Oh, I thought she was out with her boyfriend. Under 16, they have no excuse.
Yeah.
I say 100. Both. All the adult parties, they equally at fault, in my opinion.
What y'all think they're going to sentence the Dave dude to?
What's her nationality?
She look a little bright.
Yo, it matters. It matters. I think it matters.
I think she's Latin.
Yeah. Latin?
I think she's Latin.
He might get life. The Latin family.
If he found guilty, yeah.
Yeah, he might
and
get
it
life.
was in Texas. Yeah. If he found guilty, he might get capital murder.
Yeah, because I found it odd that they didn't lock him up yet. Sorry about that. I found it odd that they didn't put him in cuffs yet.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel that. Yeah, so definitely the grooming of the children in this internet age has got to be monitored more by the parents, and you can't have a 13 to 15-year-old dating and you never met the dude. So
Yes.
as him having murdered her is mostly on her, but he could have never had the opportunity if it wasn't for them. But I've been No ID. This is Kenny Analyst. Thank you, Kwame, for coming through.
No problem.
And we'll see y'all next time.
All right.